to Europe in August, the organizers of Dancehall Week during Reggae Month not letting up pressure on the police, who refused approval for an extended road march. The organizers of Dancehall Week with big plans during Reggae Month to raise their profile, having hit the road last year. I remember it didn't do very well. It didn't get much support.
It didn't get much support. So the support grew this year.
Again, though, public interest was extremely low.
And what I would say is that marketing may have played a major part in that. So our marketing will have to be revamped. As I said, we'll come again.
But a permit for an extension of the road march never materialized.
It is something that has to be brought to the public's attention. The double standard cannot be allowed to stand. It reeks of classism. We first got endorsement from the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We got endorsement from the JCDC and the Ministry of Tourism. We then sought permission from the Ministry of National Security. We received a response. It was passed on to the Commissioner of Police, and that was passed on to the strategic planning portfolio of the JCF, where we had a meeting with SSP Bailey.
What happened at that meeting?
The very first day, on the 19th, we had a meeting with SSP Bailey. He told us that everything was approved and that he wanted a second meeting with other areas, other divisions of the JCF. The following day when we returned, he asked us to come back on the 20th. He then said, well, you can't parade past 6. So I said, no, well, others are allowed to do it. He was adamant that no one does, but I guess he doesn't know about Juve.
SSP Michael Bailey did agree to an interview with ER on Tuesday, but later cancelled on the advice, he said, of other colleagues, adding that the fallout from his decision was becoming, quote, too big, and referred us instead to the PR arm of the JCF.
The march was scheduled to leave Ronnie Williams Entertainment Center at 5 p.m. We would travel to Halfway Tree. We estimated a 45-minute travel time. We would then have a chill spot in Halfway Tree where we engaged entertainers. Entertainers were booked to come on at 6:30, 7:30. And from the previous year, Anthony, I can tell you, we arrived in Halfway Tree and got a bumper crowd when people started messaging that, and they saw it live on social media. We had a massive crowd there. The crowd actually increased this year.
Did he give you an explanation?
He simply said that we are not allowed to parade outside of the Public Order Act, which ends at 6. No matter how we try to convince him that others are allowed to do it and we should be given a fair break to do the same, he was adamant that no one does.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen when Carnival and Juve morning rolls around, but maybe the police are finally trying to enforce the law. If the law says no public marches having to do with noise creation after 6, then the law says that.
Well, we do know the law says that, but the law has been saying that for years. Juve has been taking place for years. And the question being asked now, do I want Juve to stop? I don't want a knee-jerk reaction to say, well, because we never grant to no, we not grant them. No, I don't want that, none at all.
So where do you go from here with this?
We hope that in early planning, that we can get an assurance that whatever obtains for others will be given to us.
That assumes that the Carnival people get their permission to have a road march.
Right.
Because this is about a road march. This is what we're talking about.
A road march, that is correct. But the road march does take place every year. Juve takes place every year.
And your understanding is that the police have never denied the Carnival people, organizers, a permit to have their road march or very early in the morning.
What I would say is that police are there policing that road march, so it speaks for itself.
Why do you think you didn't get that permit?
Quite honestly, I think it was a personal decision by the SSP, and I think it reeks of classism. It breaks right back down to uptown and downtown. So I gather his fear might be that I've heard in quarters that criminals follow dancehall, criminals don't follow carnival. But we have had the first year incident-free The roads were clean. We did everything by the book.
Dave Golson's classism comment didn't go down well with SSP Bailey. In an email to Golson, he asked for a retraction and an apology.
But there's nothing to apologize about.
Don't you just want to keep on SSP's good side?
No, not necessarily. If it means to go on the SSP bad side, a lot of people don't like dancehall, and a lot of people will try to derail it. That's their preference. I love soca, I love dancehall, so I'm in the middle. And the thing about it, we don't have a problem with staying within the law, but then everyone should stay within the law, not just us. Anything outside of that, it's got to be a double standard, and we don't want that in Jamaica. Now, mind you, having conformed or not conforming, I could have paid a $20 fine that is associated with breaking that law.
But other people could have been arrested also.
I probably could have paid for everyone, because maybe if you look at it, 1,500 people there, do the maths, I think I could have paid it.
Dave Golson says Dancehall Week is heading to Europe in August, starting in Amsterdam. And finally tonight, it's sci-fi on the big screen.